in love with you. I'm still
There we are.
in love with you.
Hello and welcome to Chewing the Fat. I'm so glad that you joined me on this edition. I am so glad to be back, but I am here to chew the fat with you guys. I am here to talk to you guys about when to let go. When is it time to free ourselves, release ourselves from baggage that we know that just does not make us happy. It just does not make us happy. We are down. We have been sitting here just knowing that we just have to free ourselves of the dead weight. Sometimes, snakes even shed skin. Dogs shed fur, everything shed heavy. Sheep, everything have to shed what's heavy and weighing them down. Erica Badu, she talked about, bag lady, you gonna miss your bus. You can't hurry up because you carrying too much stuff. We are running around like bag ladies, or bag men. It's just a trunk full of junk. And sometimes it happens because we link ourselves with people, things, mates, or whomever, and we just have to learn to let go of the things that is pressing on us, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. We feel like it's going to be a bad thing, but we have to realize letting go is an emotional roller coaster because we get so cloudy in our heads. We get confused with all of the emotions. That is what make it so much harder because our emotions get in the way. We can't think rational about that thing. And that's what it is. It's no rationale because our feelings are taking control, but we have to sometimes shove that to the side and list the reasons why we are there. Why are we staying? Is it worth the fight? Is it worth the struggle? Is it worth the sacrifice? Is it worth it? We have to find out, is it worth it? Hey, Maria, how are you? And I'm just going to talk about a few things that I've listed down here to give us some signs or some clues or some hints of why we should let go. We just got through talking about this. Did you, Barbara? Yeah, we did. We did kind of chat over this not too long ago. We did. And I did a video blog on something similar to this, about what did I do about something in a relationship not too long ago, but it wasn't about letting go, but when do you know they're into you? It's almost similar, but not so similar. This is when you're involved in this relationship and it's done nothing but drained you. You reap no benefit. So one of the signs and the cues that you can follow is you're expected to sacrifice your personal values and change who you really are. Do you have to change who you really are every time you're with this mate? Every single time? Do you expect to just kind of sacrifice who you are? You can't be your true self. I love you too. Oh, thank you. Thank you for loving the show. Thank you. Hey, Denise. So, do you have to sacrifice who you really are? Do you? I love being me. And if I can't be me with the person that I love, what's the point? What's the point of me being in this relationship? If I can't be the funny, loving, social butterfly, why are you letting them clip your wings? I've never wanted Al as much as he nerve wrecks me sometimes with maybe the way he eat or how loud he is or whatever. I had to accept who he was because if I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person, I have to accept even the things that irritate me. I have to accept that as well as I accept the things that I love about them. So, and same with me, all of the social butterfly, me moving around, me coming and going to the network things, me doing any or whatever act of him, he have to accept that from me. I see someone is leaving a comment here. I think you need to learn who you are before you can express to someone else. Oh, valid point. Very valid point. If you don't even know who you are, how can you allow someone to know who you are? You're exactly right. If you don't own who you are, you can't express to someone how you want to be treated, how you need to be loved, how you need to be nurtured. And that is a very valid point, Barbara. Very valid point. And it's the little things, Denise. It is the little things that matters the most. The small things. It has nothing to do with big things. It has nothing to do with the value of money, the value of materialistic things. It has everything to do with the little simple things. The way that I know that when you get home from work, you like to come home to a peaceful house. When I come home from work, I like to come home to a clean house. The one thing I like to do when I walk in my door, I don't want to see dishes in the sink. I don't want to see my front room in a disarray. I like to walk through my home, see it nice and clean, go to my bedroom, see it nice and clean, remove clothing and lay down. That's just my ritual, because I think when I come home, I want to come home to what I call my palace, feel like it's that, and lay down and just relax. Even if my meal is already prepared, even if I have to come home and prepare a meal, I still want to prepare that meal in a clean home. I don't want to come home, clean up, and then cook. And then, that's too much. It's too much. I leave it clean. I want to come back home to it clean. So the sacrifice of being who you are. I don't want to conform into anyone that I'm not. Hey, honey. Hey, Latanya. Elevation requires separation. And it is okay to let go. Man, drive that stake in. It is okay. Elevation does require some time to letting go. Sometimes you can be with someone for 20 years and you outgrow one another. It's okay. Have you ever seen the couples who were married for 25 years, they've raised their kids, and then they divorce? And people ask, what happened? Sometimes they stayed together to finish that task out. And they knew they've outgrown one another and they married. I had an uncle and auntie that did the same thing, and the family was devastated. But they can't say over the years, we didn't see it coming. We knew it was coming. And right now he's very happily married. And she's okay. She didn't remarry, but she's okay. And he's very happily married. But we saw it coming. We knew it was a dead zone. It was loveless. I saw that as a child. It was total opposite. But they raised their family very well together. But as soon as the last child, the baby child, became grown, the relationship had dissolved. Yes, throw that bra off, and yes, in my palace, and chill in a clean house. Yes, Latanya, that's all I want to do. And it's more than a bra, it's everything for me. And just chill. That's what I come home to do. That's what I come home to do. And so I don't want to change my values. I don't want to change who I am for anyone. I have morals and values, and I bring that to the table. And I don't want you to take me out of myself. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to change my religion. I'm not going to change my moral values. I'm not going to change who I am for you. Now, what I can do, and this is what I said before, in a relationship, we change ourselves to accommodate our mates, but we don't really change who we are. We do it out of love to accommodate our mates, but we don't just change completely who we are and become unhappy until it sacrifices everything. Another reason is our trust is our trust is broken. We don't have any trust in the relationship. The trust is continuously broken. Every time you look around, he or she breaks the trust pattern. He or she has lied continuously. He or she has committed infidelity. He or she has been found to just always, oh, it's a long message. He or she has always continued to show you something. He or she say something, but move differently. That's trust being broken. And it's quite difficult to be with someone when you can't trust them. Trust is one of the biggest foundations in a relationship. If I can't trust you, how can I fully open up and love you? You're a stranger to me. You're a complete stranger. And you are saying, I don't want to be stuck in a relationship that's toxic, or unhappy, when you don't see a relationship changing for the best or for the better or expanding, it's time to go. If I'm in that same situation for 5 years, let me see what else you're saying. See more. For 5 years, it's time to go. And it's time to let go. I repeat, it's time to let go. And Denise is saying, no trust is it's time to go. Exactly. Denise, Barbara and Denise, you're exactly right. If you cannot trust the person at all, it's time to go. And once the trust is broken and you decide to stay, I want you to know that it's going to take a while to build that thing back up. It does not happen overnight. It will not happen overnight. And it does not have to. The person have to be patient. You don't rush me. This takes time. It takes time for me to trust you again. Why do I have to trust you? I don't have to trust you in a month, in 90 days, nor do I have to trust you in 120 days. It may be 365 days. It may be a full year before I trust you again. So you be patient with me, because guess what? You've broken the trust barrier. And when you break the trust barrier, it takes time to build that wall again or open that space up again for me to fully accept you, because now you do have a blockage. And now I have to be able to allow that shield to come down again. You put the force field up, and I have to be able to allow that to come down again. And you put it there. And so now I have to begin to trust you. The trust is broken. If you continuously break that trust, guess what? That's a clear sign that I have to release myself. Another one is staying in. Oh, if I stay, I'm always feeling broken or depressed or anxiety or fear. Honey, it's time to go. It's a clear sign. If I fear you, if you break me, if I am feeling depressed, I am feeling that my self-worth is being taken from me. You are talking to me like a dog and telling me, sit your fat so-and-so down. You ugly. I can get anybody I want. All of those things that tear down my self-esteem or your self-esteem. It's time to go. Those are words to manipulate you and to make you feel some type of way. And it's control. It's a sense of control. It's time to go, young men, young ladies. She's telling you nothing, you're good for nothing. I can get a better man. I do bad, but I can do better by myself. You're nothing. Same to you, women. It's time to go. You just like your daddy. You just like your mama. It's time to go. You don't have to take that from anyone. Thank you, Barbara. You don't. You're better than that. So you don't have to take that. You have to know when to release yourself, when to break the chains. You don't have to stay in the shape that you are in. Free yourself. Find a way out. And it's easy. The door is right there. If you're having a nice time out with your friends and that partner calls, yes, that's a sense of control. The 5 times when you're out with your friends and you already know I'm with my friends and you're going to call me 5, 6 times. And after you call me, then you text me 8 more times. That's control. I can enjoy myself because now you came with me on the date. You came out to girls' night because you interrupted me all while I was on girls' night. All while I was with the girls on girls' night. All while I'm with my boys on boys' time, in my boy cave, and out with my guys, you constantly calling me. You're texting me these weird messages. Oh, you with your guys now. You don't see me. Stop being a bug. Allow that man out to free his mind. You have to trust. Same with the women. Gentlemen, allow that young lady to come out and release herself and come back to you happy. Allow that time. You singing Fantasia right now. Go ahead and free yourself. All right, Sherry. Go ahead and free yourself. Yes, I like that song. You feel, oh, I like this. You justify why you hold on. You justify why the relationship is this way. You justify why you argue. You justify why he's unemployed. You justify why he have not paid the rent. You justify why he sits on the couch all day. You justify why she's unemployed. You justify why she party all the time and you're at home with the kids. You justify everything he or she does. You justify it. You don't live in the moment of realness. You constantly facading around people as though this thing is really perfect, but yet you know you're in a dead situation. You know it. You know that it is dead. It has no way of coming back to life. You guys are not going to work this thing out. It's no sense of being there, but you staying and you justifying every piece of what's going on in your life with your mate. He's never on a date with you. You never go out. You justify his whereabouts. Oh, he had to work late. Oh, she had to go with her mom to such and such. You're never on a date together. You're always alone. Any couples event, you're by yourself. You justify why. Sister, it's time to go when he walks in and out. Your face turns up like, Lord, why? And why is he here? LOL. It's time to go. Yeah. If he come in the house and your face turning up like, oh my God, why? Oh my God, here he come again. You're exactly right. It's time to go when he lays next to you or she lays next to you and you flip over and your eyes roll up in the top of your head. It's time to go. You no longer can stomach the presence of that person. You no longer can stomach them. Those, and it is not justifying. Those are poor excuses on why you're not with that person. Taking up for him, I hate that. Yes, Denise, yeah, I hate that too. I do. You cannot take up for the man or the woman for their lacking. Let whatever is standing out, allow it to stand out so you can actually see what's going on. See, that's the problem. You have the blinders on and then you try to throw the blinders on everybody else's eyes. But I'm going to tell you one thing. We're not in that relationship. So we can see everything. You're in that relationship and you pretend not to see it, but you actually see what's going on. So you want to try to fool everyone else. You're the fool. We can see it. We're not in this thing. So we don't have to put the blinders on and pretend. We're not loving that person like you're loving that person. So we can see all the inefficiencies that's going on. And we know it. It's just up to you to decide what you want to do with it. It's up to you. You love them. Like, no, what they used to say, if you like it, I love it. It's the bottom line because I don't have to sleep with it. I don't have to pretend with it. I don't have to do anything. But I'm just here telling you the signs of when it's time to release yourself if you want to be happy. If you truly want to be happy. You remain. Oh, this is a great one. And this is a real good one. If you sit down and you try to remember the last time you were happy with that person and you have to go more than 3 months to 6 months back, that's a problem. That's a real problem. I have sat and talked to couples and it has been 3, 6, a year when the last time that person has actually made the other mate happy. Just happy, just smile. That's a dead situation. You're in a dead zone. Can you come back from that? Absolutely. But it requires work. It requires not just work from the one person, but both people. It's going to be a lot of building track. It's going to be a lot of things that you have to do to make the love come back. to make the spark back, it's going to be a lot of things that you do. But both parties have to be willing to work on it. Because remember, during that dead zone, the person that you were neglecting is now used to you neglecting them. So now they may not be ready to accept you back, or they may just be hardened because you've done them so wrong, or numb that they may not even know how to receive you now. They may think it's a scam and too afraid to put themselves out there because you have damaged them already. You damaged them. They tell you they are tired of making sacrifices for you over and over again, but you can't even see the sacrifices that were made. You can't even see it. You don't even understand the sacrifices that were made. They're telling you, I did this for you, I did that for you, but they're living in their own bubble and in their own world, because in the real world, they have done nothing. They're bringing up things that they did for you maybe 5 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, and they're not living in the moment. But you're too afraid to bring up, but what have you done for me lately? As Janet Jackson used to sing. What have you done for me lately? And that is what matters the most. And it doesn't mean materialistic things. Have we sat down and even had a conversation? Did we even watch a Netflix movie? Have you stroked my head, honey, as a woman? Have you stroked my hair, honey, as a man, for the man? Those things. Did you massage my back? Have you rubbed my feet? Did you draw my bath? Did you cook dinner? Have we went to a movie? Have we sat in a park for a little sweet couples day in a park with a blanket and a basket? Have we done that? Those things, those little small, simple things. You do need to sit beside me one day, Barbara. Why don't you come on next to me one of these Thursdays? Try next Thursday. You flexible? Try next Thursday. I would love to have you to come on as a guest co-host. Why don't you do that? I welcome you to do that. You have a lot of wisdom. I welcome you. I welcome you. All right. I love that. Okay. All right. Yeah. So those are the things. Are you living in the present? Are you living in the present? Are you right here today noticing what is going on today? Not the past, not the things that happened in the past with you guys, not 4 years ago, 2 years ago, last year, but in the present. What is making our love last right now? Is there love right now? Those are the things that you have to ask yourself. Are you? Are you happy? Are you making he or she happy? Is he or she making you happy? What can you do to bring it back? Or what do you need to do? Do you need to release it? Do you know it's not going to work? Have you wrapped your mind around that? That this is over? It's useless? I can't do this anymore? Have you wrapped your head around that? Sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes we really need to look at the person in the mirror and say, you got to let this thing go. It's not going to get better. It's over. And learn to walk away. And you don't have to walk away bitter, angry. You take this thing as a lesson. I don't care how much time you invested. Take it as a lesson. Everything is not meant to burn a bridge and to make you go stellar. Some things is meant to be a lesson. And you take that, you absorb it, you internalize it. And you know what you're looking for, you know what you're not looking for, and you take that, absorb it, and move forward. Don't keep looking back. Don't go into the next relationship bitter, waiting for the mess up so you can draw up everything from that past relationship and throw it on that one and do and say everything to that man or woman that you wanted to say from the past relationship. No, that's not what we do. We don't move old baggage into our new relationship. But what we do, we take the lesson from the old relationship and kind of keep a mental note on what we look for and what's not to do. Okay, you're saying, now look, sister, some men don't come with the whole package, but I get all the attention and I have one issue. But I will expect that issue. I will accept that issue and he and be loved and love him and be happy. Oh, exactly. Look, you have an issue as well, Barbara. We all have an issue. I got a few. I don't have one. I got a couple of little kinks and bolts that's a little loose on me. But I thank God that I'll accept the little few screws that's loose on me. And I accept the few screws that's loose on him. And I can accept that, and as long as we can work through it and use screwdrivers on each other, we'll be okay. There is no one perfect person, period. And there's not going to be a perfect TV marriage, and people need to stop looking at TV and think that this is the way that marriage is. It's an example on what we want and what we desire, but it is not the truth. It is not, it does not always, it's not always storybook. We're not going to walk away and ride off into the sunset on a horse and carriage, and that's it, and it's blissful, and you look up and we have children, and that's blissful with the white picket fence and the dog. No, they didn't go inside that house and show all the arguments that may have occurred, or sometimes some of the disagreements that they have to work through, some of the things that may occur with the children, the inner house issues. We all live in a glass house, and we don't want anyone to throw a stone at it because it will crack. So that's why I don't throw any stones at your house. Please don't throw any at mine, because I keep my rocks real hidden, and you put your rocks away and hide them, because we don't want to break each other's homes, because we all will have some sort of problem in ourselves and as well in our relationships. And when I say relationships, there's friendships, there's kinship, there's our intimate relationships and relationships. Period. So that's what we have to understand. So when it's time to let go, we need to learn how to release it. Learn how to release it. Look, if you want to live the best life ever, if you want to live the most unpressured, unapologetic life, this is how we do it. This is how we're able to do it. Because what we're going to do is learn how to set aside our fake feelings and place our true feelings where they are. Learn how to express ourselves to our mate and let them know, honey, this just don't feel good right now. This is not how I believe a relationship should be. And once we begin to communicate some of these things, we may be able to erase some of these things. If you put a stop on things in the gate, it won't happen. But we allow things to continue to happen as if it's okay. And that's how we end up in these situations where we keep compiling all of these things on us. And then we find out, guess what? I'm lost in this relationship. I no longer recognize who I am. Who am I? Oh, I'm depressed. I'm anxiety. That's who I am. I'm anxiety. I'm high blood pressure. I'm cancer. I'm kidney failure. I'm high glucose, meaning diabetic. I am all of these things because I allowed it to happen. I'm bipolar. I'm schizophrenia. I'm OCD. I'm antisocial. I don't really want to be around people anymore because now I'm depressed, and they're going to find out, and they're going to see it, and they're going to talk about it. I can't eat. My name is I can't sleep. My name is who's looking at me? Do they know? Do they know what I'm going through? Who can see me? They see me. Those are the things that you're thinking, and then you start to create this crazy web of the facade. The facade. You're right. Keep people out of your business. Both of you said the same thing. Barbara and Denise, both place keep people out of your business. Keep people out of your business. It's so important. If you don't have the right person to counsel you, to pray over you, to give you guidance and wisdom, then you need to keep your mouth closed. You need to close your mouth. I say that all the time. Close your mouth. Know who is in your circle and who is in your circle for your greater good. Because sometimes you're telling people too much of your personal business and they mean you no good. None whatsoever. They are there to hurt you. Just as soon as you tell them, they texting, inboxing, or calling someone. Just as soon as you tell them. So you don't want them to know your business. Some of you all are just too doggone happy to tell business, to tell your business. You need not to tell your business to everyone. I totally agree with you, ladies. And when you want to be present and you want people to acknowledge you, you have to make yourself present. Make yourself present. Because no one will recognize you if you don't make yourself visible. And that's what a true pain and hurt comes from. Because you never made yourself visible and viable to anyone to assist you. Not even the elders. Some of you all ostracize yourselves from your parents. You don't want your parent to see it because your mom is one of the first people could notice that you are hurting, that you are in a period of despair. And some of you all are too ashamed to allow your mother to know that you are in this period of despair, or your sibling. It's okay to find someone wise enough to help you through that pain. That is what you want to do. To have someone to pull you through the pain. Yes, keep your mouth closed to those who are not for you, but you have to find somebody to get you out of those dark places. When it's time to release and let go, after the list that I've told you about, it's time to go. If you're sacrificing yourself, if your trust is broken, if you're feeling broken, depressed, anxiety, if the person is making you feel inferior, if you can justify you can't justify your happiness and what you're doing and all of those different things, if you can't remember the last time you were happy, you make these sacrifices and you get nothing in return, there's no fair exchange, you can't express your true feelings, and you refuse to acknowledge the present, and it hurts so much. So all of these different things is very important to know when and how to let go. Hey, Pastor Harrison, it's very important when and how to let go. So these are some of the signs. And another thing that I'm going to leave you with, and again, I'm going to say, is communication. It is the foundation. So you must and you have to know when to communicate and how to communicate. Delivery means everything. I don't care about the message. It's how the delivery of the message is given. You can be telling me to be quiet, don't say a word, I don't want to hear your mouth today. But it's how you deliver that would seal my lips. You can't come in and say, shut up, and close your mouth. Then I don't respect that. But if you come to me and say, you know what, I'm going to need a little silence today. I'm just not feeling the noise, the talking. I have a headache. I just need a little quietness. Guess what I'm going to do? tiptoe through. You'll barely hear my voice. There will be complete silence for me because I'm going to respect your wishes because you've asked me. You wasn't rude. You didn't yell. You didn't, so delivery is everything. And I think most of us have to remember that because we think when we get grown, we can just say things out of our mouth to one another, or we get so comfortable and common with one another. We think we can say something so negative and harsh to each other. We still have to remember we are human and we have feelings. So delivery means everything. It's not the message, it's the delivery of it. Barbara, what are you saying? Because we're about to get out of the chew. I think we're getting close. You preaching and teaching, and I'm feeling this. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So it is the delivery of the message and what we do and how we deliver it. So I just want us to always be mindful of how we say things and how we treat one another. So remember, queens and kings is not what we do, it's how we do it. And look at these signs of letting go and releasing ourselves from toxic situations, because we can be in these situations for so long that the poison seeps in our body and we don't even know that we're someplace we don't need to be. We end up in these spots and we don't know when to free ourselves. And we're sitting in this dark spot for so long that we don't even know we have been captured. We think that we belong there, but we actually have been captured in this web, and it's nothing that anyone can tell us that would change our mind that we are here and don't supposed to be here. So I want you all to be alert. Look for the signs that I gave you. And if you see any of these signs in your relationships, any of these flags, I want you to check mark them and then think about where you are in your relationship. And if any of these signs connect to you, I truly want you to reevaluate the situation and look for an escape plan. I'm sorry, it's an escape plan that you have to do because your self-worth is dependent on you. Your future love is dependent on you. Self-worth, value, morals, dignity, I can't list enough, is dependent on that. And I love you guys. I love you too. Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for the kind words. And I love you all. And I want to say this, and this is from the Queen, your host. And I'm always leave you guys with this quote of mine. I want you all to live life on purpose. I need you to live life with purpose. For without purpose, there is no reason. Mwah, smooches. I love you all. Share, please. Share, share, share.
Mother's womb, called and chosen, grace was mine to complete at the appointed time. Now I'm pressing on. What's done is done. Of course I can